Well, something that I think we left with kind of mixed feelings on when we saw it, Atomic Blonde. So this
Mm,
is a movie by David Leitch. It's I think his second directorial. Yeah, he worked on John Wick, the first one, uncredited as a director, and then this is, I guess, technically would be his first credited directorial movie.
right, and he'll also be directing Deadpool too.
Which I saw that the tweet from the Nowstalgia account today. I was busy most of the day, but Domino, Zazie Beats, Jesus, um, looking awesome. So hype. Uh, what I mean, I guess where do we start? What were the things that you really liked about this movie?
Yeah, so I think the appeal of Atomic Blonde, similar to a John Wick, for is that it's a real original, or I think it's adapted from a novel, but more or less an original film creation. Like you need to catch all the references to the things being set up, right? We always talk about French fries fatigue and things like that. And even if there's an Atomic Blonde sequel going into it, just like Baby Driver, the appeal is that it's a you lower stakes experience for the viewer. And Atomic Blonde in particular, I think the Jane Wick, Jane Bourne comps can be a little reductive, but they're also a way to make the elevator pitch, right?
Oh yeah,
And in this case, having it be Charlize Theron, who's been on quite the blockbuster kick with Huntsman and Mad Max and Fast 8. Charlize Theron being a spy at the end of the Cold War in Berlin, with James McAvoy as her, cohort.
Contact.
Right. It's I think it's appealing right off the bat. And then when David Leitch is involved, the action is going to be really personal, physical, and that's exactly what we got.
Yeah, the action scenes I thought were great, and one of the cool parts about it was you actually saw like some realism in the action scenes. I mean, there were parts like the beginning of the movie. That got hit by the car in the beginning. He somehow got hit by a car in his legs and flew upward, but not in like a regular way. Like he turned sideways and went up. I was like, that didn't really make sense. But I mean, it's a movie, so like he suspends some belief. But then you have that awesome kind of like one shot, similar to what Game of Thrones did with Jon Snow, Battle of Bastards scene, where she's fighting in the stairwell and she gets tired, and so does the other guy. And I was like, you like never see action heroes actually get tired in a movie, and it really, I think, added to the fight scene in a great way.
Yeah, exactly. When you see someone get hit over the head with plates and pieces of wall and stuff, eventually the person getting hit's gonna take some damage. And seeing Lorraine and whoever she was fighting kind of both like reeling and barely getting off the ground and kind of waiting for someone to make the move, to see that kind of action. And the appeal in general is just you want to watch Charlize Theron kick ass and just kind of a fun watch, because you shouldn't be going into this expecting like an amazing story or a killer script or anything like that.
Yeah, it was funny. I went on Wikipedia today just to do some quick research, get some quick notes, and I went to the plot section expecting it to just be question marks or something like that, but it was actually like 7 whole paragraphs explaining everything. And I was like, I caught maybe a third of this. I was like, I know that there's James McAvoy and Charlize Theron, and there's someone named Satchel, and yeah, that's about it. Like, let's just watch people fuck shit up. It was pretty awesome. Um, what did you think of all the twists? I guess like pseudo spoiler. I don't know if we have to go too deep into it, but the ending was like twist after twist after twist.
It is a legitimately confusing movie to follow. I don't
Right.
think that's hyperbolic at all. It's kind of the consensus at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of, I think everyone's recommendation is just go with it and just have fun.
Right.
Because and here's the thing, it's not like it's this amazing story that you're just too dumb to understand. It's kind of it's not a by the numbers spy story, but it's closer to that. So
Right.
if it's a little confusing, don't worry about it. It doesn't really matter. Just enjoy the badassery of everyone involved.
Right.
Botella, she's coming up.
Oh, absolutely. She was great. It was funny as you're saying that, like, just enjoy it. Like, there's so many like kitschy lines and like, I don't know, like stupid dialogue in there. Like, I'm glad you told me because the next time it'll get me killed or something like that. It's like, okay, well, this is a little exaggerated, but the
Script isn't
soundtrack
the
was
star.
dope. No, the script is
Yep.
not the star, but the soundtrack was dope. The action scenes were awesome, and I think David Leitch is going to have a long career doing some fun action movies moving forward. Do you think that this will have a sequel?
Yes, I think so. It actually a little underperformed at the box office domestically, a little under 20. They had projected 20, got like I think 17 or 18. But at the same time, I think a movie like this with a star power and this kind of positive reception, and the fact that it only costs $30 million to make, so it's not a bomb. It was
Mm-hmm.
a cheap movie. I think definitely warrants the sequel. And you can do anything with it as a sequel. You don't have to just follow it up directly where it left off. So I think there's
Right.
realms of possibility there. So it'll be interesting to follow that along. Charlize did help produce it, so she might be invested in making a sequel. Who knows if she wants to? But overall, I think it's definitely one of the I won't say it's a surprise of the summer, but it's one of the better successes in a summer with a bunch of franchise movies underperforming.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like the reason it underperformed probably was because Girls Trip seemed to really steal the weekend
It
in a
did.
way. And that's actually, I think, really good news because it feels like every comedy that's come out this summer has been a flop in a way. So to have a comedy that now people were high on to come out and it's kind of stealing the zeitgeist in a way is really exciting. I'm definitely gonna make time to go see that at some point.
Agreed. Yeah. In a summer where Baywatch did bad, Girls Trip doing good is a good thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any last thoughts on Atomic Blonde before we wrap up for the show?
Yeah, just go see it. I think it's definitely worth seeing. A lot of stars in there, and we can't say it enough. The action is superb.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's worth seeing in a movie theater. I think just for like the scope and size of the movie. Um,
Oh, we got to shout out our theater experience watching this. We
dude,
had an into it crowd.
yeah, it was funny because like, I mean, there's some some grotesque sex scenes, I guess we could say, and the crowd was really, I think, taken aback by that. Some people were very like into it, and some people found it very funny, which I thought was interesting as well.
They found a lot of people getting injured like hilarious,
Yeah, which
and I was like, and but then also when a few twists happened, you heard a bunch of like, oh shit.
Albany crowd always a mix. So